As we continue our exam review, let's take a look at this function f of x equals 4x minus 3. And all we need to do is determine the following. So we're just evaluating this function at various different numbers or variables. So first let's do f of negative 1. If x is equal to negative 1, f of negative 1 is 4 times negative 1 minus 3. We just replace the x with negative 1. So 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Maybe I'll go to the right here. Negative 4 minus 3 is negative 7. So f of negative 1 is negative 7. F of 2 is equal to 4 times 2 minus 3. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. F of 2 is 5. The next one is f of 1/3, which would be 4 times 1/3 minus 3, which is 4/3 minus 3. But I'm going to write 3. Instead of 3 over 1, I'm going to make it 9 over 3. So we got a common denominator. So we have a common denominator, so 4 minus 9 is negative 5 over 3. So negative 5/3. And f of w, that one's trivial. All we have to do is replace the x with w. So we get 4w minus 3. All right, on number 3. We're given a linear equation. We need to find the slope and y-intercept. That's all there is to it. So if you remember the shortcut I told you, when you have a line, equation of a line written in this general form, or you have x and y on the same side, like this, well, the slope is just negative a over b, where a is 2 and b is 5. So it's going to be negative 2 over 5. But let's say you didn't remember that. Let's just write this in slope-intercept form, and then it'll be trivial to get these. So if I want to get y by itself, I'm going to start off by getting 5y by itself. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides and add 3 to both sides. So 5y is negative 2x plus 3. And then we divide the whole equation by 5, which means term by term, we get this. So now we have y equals negative 2/5 x plus 3/5. So as we already knew because of the shortcut, the slope is negative 2/5. Now we know the y-intercept is 3/5. Okay, number 4. Number 4 assumes that we remember the slope equation, which we showed in the first video. We're given these two ordered pairs, and the first thing we need to find is the slope of the line that passes through them. So that simply says m is negative 1 minus 0 over the x's, the difference in the x's, 1 minus 3. So we get negative 1 over negative 2, which is 1/2. So the slope is 1/2. All right, now that we know that, we want the equation in slope-intercept form for the line that passes through them. In slope-intercept form. So we know the slope and we know 2 different points. We only need 1 point. Let me choose this one, 3, 0. I'll call that my x1, y1. So y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Gives us y minus 0 equals 1/2 times x minus 3. So that is the equation of the line right here, but it's not in the correct form. It's almost there. We really just need to multiply the 1/2 through the x minus 3. So y minus 0 is just y equals 1/2 x, and 1/2 times 3, remember 3 is 3 over 1, so you multiply across 1 times 3, 2 times 1, giving 3 over 2. So the equation of the line is y equals 1/2 x minus 3/2. All right, the next one, we're moving into the functions that we learned for the applied problems, usually the word problems. This says Austin Avenue Clothiers pays $57 for sports coats and has a fixed monthly cost of $780. The store sells the coats for $79 each, so they make some profit. Determine each of the following: the cost function, the revenue function, and the break-even number of coats. All right, well, the easiest one is the revenue function. The revenue function would be r of x equals, and x is always the quantity. We'll call it the number of coats that this company buys and sells. R of x, and how much revenue is the money coming in? So how much does it sell them for? $79 each. So the revenue is $79 times the number of coats that it sells. The cost function, that's the money going out. Well, here's our fixed cost. If you want to call that capital F, you could, or any letter, doesn't matter. And they pay $57 for each sport coat. So they're going to pay $57 times X, times the number of coats. Then they always have this fixed cost. So that's the cost function, and that's the revenue function. It looks like we're not asked for the profit function, but remember the profit function would be r of x minus c of x. The money coming in minus the money going out tells you your profit. Well, the break-even point, or the break-even number of coats, is the number for x where both of these two functions are equal to each other, where the cost and revenue are equal. That means you made no profit. So all we do is set c of x equal to r of x. So I'm going to set, I'll make a note, c of x equals r of x. So that means that 57x plus 780 is equal to 79x. All right, so I'm going to subtract 57x and see what we get. That would cancel out. We get 780 equals, okay, all I have to do is subtract, so it looks like that would be 22x. All right, so x we will get if we divide both sides by 22. And let's see what that gives us. X equals, I don't have my calculator handy, so what I'm going to do is, I know that 2 goes into both of those numbers, so I'm going to divide both of these by 2. Be 390 over 11. So let's see if I can do better than that. 11 times 30 is 330. And then we've got 60 left, so that's 5 more. So that's 35. 11 times 35 is 385, with a remainder of 5/11. So the break-even number of coats, I'm going to allow you just to write this, 35 and 5/11. Normally, though, they'll take the break-even number of coats, they'll usually just round up to the next highest integer, even if it's less than a half, and this is less than a half. We would round that up to 36. So this is a good answer, or this would be a fine answer as well. And the reason is they would never make 35 and 5/11. coats. They don't make fractional coats. So either one of these answers, though, will be perfectly fine for the test.